Hi everybody, this is Sheila and welcome back to the Crochet Nurse. How's everybody doing? Today what I'd like to do is go over the Fall 2021 Interweave Crochet Magazine. And you can see up here on the top that this says that this is the special final issue. And what that is alluding to is this is the last issue that is going to be in paper. I know, very sad. From moving forward from here on, all of the interweave crochet is going to be online only. So this is our last chance to kind of take a peek at the paper version of interweave crochet. And they're saying it's a special final issue aside from the last one. They also have the crochetist, some patterns in here from the crochetist, which I was excited about because I'm considering getting that magazine. So let's get going and take a look. And right on the front cover, we see that beautiful shawl. We're going to see that when we get in here a little bit further. So let's jump in. Look at that beautiful shawl right there. So the projects we have, there's actually less projects in this episode or version, this magazine than I've seen in the past. Just FYI, I don't know why, but it is. Usually there's like 3 sections. This time there's only 2. We have the season, and then we have some little bit of features. That's about it. But we'll go through and take a peek. All right, let's get going. So getting past the advertisement, things like that. Let's jump right in here. Look at this guy. So this one is called Shifting Seasons, and I'll show you the site over here first. Whether you're clinging to the last warm days of summer, eagerly awaiting that first snowfall, this collection of 9 transitional patterns will help you embrace everything fall brings your way. And so we're going to see a mixture of shawls and then tops. And so right there on the front, those beautiful fall colors, the purple, blue, and the green. And then our first item is a leaf peeping tee. Let me move that up so you can see that full version there. So this one was made by Tracy St. John. The yarn is Omega Trigo and it is a size 4 yarn. So for those people up north, perfect. For me down here in the south, I would not make it in a 4 if I made it. But it's basically using some color work. It's a box shape and it's 2 pieces. 2 front and a back panel crocheted together, and then the trim and then the sleeves are added afterward, and holding 2 colors of yarn together. I'm not sure it's for me, but for someone they might like it, and see how they seamed it together up there. So that's one. Now this, look at this, guys. Let me get you a close-up version of that pattern. Look at that. That is beautiful. Not only is the shawl beautiful, but the color is beautiful. Let's move in on that. Look at that. This reminds me a little bit of the Asgard shawl that I was doing that collab with. Not the same design, but just because of the shape. I was reading the thread on this. It's called the Morris shawl. You can see what it looks like on. Right there. Very pretty. Cascading leaves of varying sizes decorate the Morris shawl. It is made with Malabrigo yarn sock yarn. So it is a size 1. So one of the reasons I probably would not make that, even though it is beautiful, is because it's a size 1. But it is beautiful. Let's look up next. Ooh, another shawl. Look at this. Now wouldn't that look fantastic in a green? Rather than this blue. This look to me, it's called, what is it called? The Salix Shawl. But to me, they should just call it a shell shawl. Because I'm seeing a bunch of shells in there. And this is made with size 3 yarn, sugar bush yarns. Well, let's see, inspired by the practice and shape of the willow tree's falling leaves. Let's look over here. Look at that interesting shape. So we got a very long end. This reminds me of Cinnamon Stitches, one of the shawls that she made, where we have the long end and it tapers to a point down here. And then this is the other edge. So that way when you wear it, it looks like that. Very pretty. And for folks, if you're curious what's on the background here, is that it's just a shawl that we made from Annie's a while back. Next one. All right. Oh, okay. We have a vest. Ooh, sorry about that. It's called the Skep Vest, oversized skep vest with rich all over waffle texture. Not sure I'm crazy about the waffle texture, but I like the color. Has pockets. Yes, we love pockets. It also has shoulder shaping, so I can see that. And if you look close at those buttons, I'm moving in, don't get too dizzy. You see that they're not really buttons, they're snaps. So that is kind of nice. Let me move over here so you can see. Yeah, so that's kind of nice. And this also is made with size 4 yarn, and this one is from Company Prairie Spun. Sitting in here, you can see the back. I would probably make that in a 2 or 3 if I made that. All right, not bad. Let me lay it down here. Let's move on. Ooh, there's the one from the cover. Very pretty. I like the design of this quite a bit. I love the color. I can tell you that this is made in a size 1 yard. It's called Entanglement Shawl. Cascade Yarns is where it's made from. And it's more of a lattice. It reminds me of a rug that I made. I made a rug just like this in that design. Very pretty. It's just a standard rectangle. Wouldn't keep you warm at all. Definitely is for lacy. Very pretty. I'd make that in maybe a 2 or 3, huh? Oh, another shawl. We're shawl happy today. Okay. This one's more of a lattice, huh? Called the verglass shawl. Graphic chevrons run parallel to the long edge of this lacy rectangular shawl. Uses V-stitches to create the striping zigzag. Okay. Size 3 yarn. Let's look at it over here. You see the rectangle. And then here is the up close. Okay. Not too shabby. Lots of shawls in here. So folks, if you like shawls, this is the one for you. And now we have a cowl. Oh, I like this one. Look at that. Look at that design. Try not to make you dizzy. It has multiple textures in there. It's called the hypha cowl. Inspired by the beauty of changing seasons, pairs simple in construction with unique stitch patterns and a richly textured fall accessory. 4-weight yarn. But look at this. You can see baubles, trellis. Oh, bunch. And there's some more baubles, or maybe that's the bean stitch over there. But that is very pretty. So you probably can, and there it is on, kind of wide for wearing it like that. But, you know, I like it. Very pretty. I even like it in that color. Oh, let's go on this side first. We have an afghan. Okay, and it looks like it's 2 motif afghan. So you have, not to make you dizzy, but we have this guy and then this guy. So it's 2 motifs. It's just the multicolors that is making this interesting. I'm considering making an afghan with some granny squares. This is 4-weight yarn. They're calling it the Resplendent Afghan. Simple border added, yep, brown border to pull it all together. And 2 motifs, very simple. And then we got a bag, cute. This is made of 3-weight cotton. It's called the South Tote. Tapestry crochet squares inspired by traditional batik patterns are joined in an all-over graphic pattern on this practical tote, made of 2 panels, each composed of 6 squares. So there is a lot of color work within this magazine this time. And not to be outdone, crochet charts demystified because of all of the charts. They actually did a nice job of bringing in, I wanted to show you this chart here, and because they're actually breaking it down for people to show folks how to actually read a chart. And so Guys, if this is stuff that you struggle with, this might be a magazine you want to pick up or subscribe to, just because they're laying it out here for you to help you as far as reading those patterns and reading the, yep, and there's more of it, see? Because that's the hard part for a lot of people, is reading those charts. And that would be super helpful for you. Oh, the crochetist. Okay, let's move on. The crochetist. Now, this is the part I was looking forward to because I'm considering getting this magazine. And this is an excerpt of 5 patterns from the crochetist. And this is the first one. That is your standard V-stitch shawl. It's called the Perina shawl. Size 4 yarn again. And there she is wearing it over here. It's okay. I mean, we do a lot of those V-stitch stuff and a lot of things that we make already, right? So that's kind of nice. Cute. I do like this a lot. It's called the Eli Cathedral Pullover, size 3 yarn. That's perfect for down here. Venture out with a long walk through the windy Scottish moors, or simply to your neighborhood park in this tweedy pullover. It's worked in pieces from the bottom up, which for me, that's good, because usually I don't want it as long as what they traditionally do. And I like this stuff here in the middle. A little see-through there. Maybe she could have worn something a little bit different so it wasn't as see-through. But I do like that one. And this is actually, and out of all the magazines for Interweave, this is my 4th one because I got a year subscription. I have yet to make one item out of Interweave. I have not found one that I wanted to make, but this one might be one. Oh, a cowl. So I don't really make cowls, but this one's made with 5-weight yarn, Grand Canyon cowl. Well, it's a simple pattern. I'll show you this close up here. Not for me, but it is pretty. Down the south here, we don't really need kind of stuff like that. Oh, another sweater. Now this one is an oversized. So look at this. This I'm not crazy about. That makes people who are heavy, makes them even look more frumpy. So not happy with that. And I really don't like pockets on a sweater. But otherwise it's not too shabby. This is actually worked, believe it or not. I looked at the yarn on this because I was curious because it looks so heavy. And they're actually working this in a size 5. And so you guys, if you're looking for something for a 5-weight and you're up north where it's cold, this is your deal right here. And I don't know how this one made it in here. This is again from the crochetist. This doesn't strike me as a fall thing or winter, but it's kind of cute. I'm not sure that I would make it, but you know, because it's a little thin. They're using size 3-weight yarn, and they're calling this the Opera House top. That's just a common repeater. It reminds me of another top. You guys probably know what I'm talking about, out of another magazine. I cannot remember, but it certainly reminds me of it, and I just cannot remember it. Might have to look that up. But yeah, that looks pretty easy. I like that it has sleeves, because we're getting into the fall here. And let's look here. Here's some folks that sent in their pictures of their shawls. Isn't that cute? An asymmetric triangle, crescent, and then another triangle. Those look cute. All right, y'all. That is the fall 2021 Interweave Crochet. I hope you enjoyed. I will chat with you soon. Bye, y'all.